Most people told me raising these walls will cost over $12,000 in labor and materials. Today, I'm here to tell you why they were wrong. I spent the last couple of months on the ground trying to find out exactly what it cost to go from ground to the roof level in 2026. I'm breaking down the labor, the materials, and the one mistake I avoided that would have cost me over $6,000. Let's go into the numbers. Hi, I'm Angie, and welcome to Unleash Lifestyle and Travel. A couple of months ago, I had the opportunity to travel to Africa to start a building project, and currently, that is what's trendy on this channel. So, welcome as we break down my elevation costs. I'm not going to take much of your time. If you see me looking down, that's because I have my paper in my hand. So, the elevation is officially completed. I will be linking the video here if you haven't watched it, so you can go and watch it and see how far we have come. So that is completed. So we're going to go into the cost of that elevation. Okay. So we're going to start actually with the cement. Okay. For the cement, we use 289 bags of cement. And out of this 289 bags, 87 was used to cast the terrace. Okay. We used the same guide, 820, and we spent a total of $2,399.80 for cement for the elevation. That is including the terrace. And then we used a total of 2 loads of sand. The sand was $250 for a load of sand, so $500 for the elevation when it comes to the sand. Blocks, we use the same Quarry blocks, but we use 6 inches for the elevation. It was 90 cents per block. I did do a correction in the description of the last video. I said the 8-inch block was $90. That was an error, but that does not change the grand total though. That's the number was just the error, but the grand total is what it was. The 8-inch block was $1.10. Okay, so for the foundation, the block was $9.90. That was an error. It was $1.10, $1.10. So the 6-inch block, 90 cents. We bought a total of 3,800 6-inch blocks for the elevation. We did not use all. Couple, I think just a few left around. So we spent $3,420 for the blocks, the 6-inch blocks for the elevation. The delivery was free. We did not pay for delivery. Every time we ordered, they brought it. And they were always there ready to bring it within less than 2 hours of me calling, they would bring it. No, 2 hours is too much. Within less than an hour, because they were right on that RIA highway, not too far from where the site is. So every time we called, within an hour, they are there to deliver free of charge. Okay, so that's for the blocks, the sand, the cement. Okay, so now let's talk about the quartz. For the quote, we did go with the same engineer because he had already given us the quote for the foundation, and we went with him. We did the foundation. After the foundation, we say, hey, we like you. We want you to do our walls. How much is it going to cost? And he gave us his quote. So the quote he gave us was $12,082.50. $12,082.50 was the quote for the elevation. And that did not include his labor. His labor was $3,000 $657.75. That was the labor. So the elevation would have cost us $15,740.25. That was the quote, including workmanship for the elevation. I repeat, $15,740.25. But how much did I actually pay? Before I give you that number, let's talk about a few things. Now, there are other costs that were involved in this build that is not part of these quotes. Just wanted to clear that. Okay? Transportation of those materials. Some of those transportation were free, like if you bought from the Empire Building Material Store, the delivery is free. If you buy from City Builder, the delivery is free. But every time we brought cement to the building, now it's a building. Yeah, the building. Every time we brought cement to the site, it was $20 because we used a smaller pickup that could bring only 50 bags at a time. So every time he brought a 50 bags of cement, it was $20. So delivery for cement is not included. That's a hidden cost. That's another cost. Also, the round poles for the terrace, I don't have that there. The Wawas, I don't have that there. So these are different costs. The one mistake that would have cost me almost $6,000. At this point, it's not even 3,000. It would have cost me almost $6,000 would have been not being there for my build. And that is a mistake that a lot of people in the diaspora are making. No, I did not make that mistake. I was there. But if I wasn't there, it would have cost me an extra $6,000 to bring my building to the roof level. Okay. So this is why I always tell people, I don't know how people do it. You work really very hard, you save your money and send it back home for people to build for you. And most of the time, they go to the store and then they are bargaining or they are asking for reduction or they are finding cheaper options. Do you think they're going to save that money for you and say, oh, yeah, I did all of these things and here I saved $6,000, so I'm going to keep this $6,000 here for you when you come to pick it up? Well, if some of you have people who can do that for you, kudos. You keep those people really, really good. Hold them really, really tight. But most people don't have people like that. So please, 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 like I always say, if it is possible, go on the ground and do your build. You will save a lot of money if you do. And you will have to spend more than necessary if you don't. That's just that's just the honest truth. Okay? So now let me tell you how I saved that $6,000. Now, this is how I did it. The engineer quote was $12,082.50. His labor was $3,657.75, bringing a grand total of $15,740.25. This is what I would have paid if I sit in the U.S. and grab that money and send it to him to Liberia to do the build, or to send it to my family member to do the build. I would have spent $15,740 if I wasn't on the ground to do my build. This is what I would have spent. $15,740.25. But is that what I spent? No. Before I tell you what I spent for this elevation, let me tell you a few things. Now, there are some hidden costs. Yeah, there are some hidden costs. It's not everything that is accounted for here. I did not put the cost of certain things like the delivery for the cement is not here. So delivery fees are not here. When we got the round poles for the terrace, the delivery fee is not here. The delivery fee for the Wawa is not here. And some of those equipment that they use for the build, like the shovel, head pans, the wheelbarrows. What else again? We use ricks. Um, you know, those little things, they are not part of this cost. This cost only have to do with the material, like everything that I mentioned, like the sand, steel rod. I didn't mention the tar wires, but it's also here. The only thing that's not here is delivery fees and all of the other equipment that they use on the site. Like I just said, the wheelbarrow and so on. So these are the other costs that you are going to incur uh, uh, if you're doing a build like mine. Again, like I always said, every case is going to be different. This is just how much we spend on our elevation. So many things going to come in play. The length of the house, the width. I don't know the square feet of my house. I always forget to ask my engineer. I should look on the plan to see whether it's there somewhere. I don't know the square feet. So all of those things will come into play when it comes to the costs. My house is a 3-bedroom house. So that's what we spent for our 3-bedroom house over there. And also my ceiling is very high. If you see, after they did the lintels, they put another additional 5 courses before they put the beams, before they did the time. So it is high. It's a high ceiling house. So if you have a lower ceiling, yours may not be this expensive. If you put like 2 or 3 courses after your lentils, you may not have to spend this much money. Okay, so that is, these are all the things to think about. The length of the house, the square feet of the house, um, the condition of the soil. Like I said, the condition of the soil. For my foundation, the condition of the soil cost me to spend a lot of money because we use a lot of cement, crushed rocks, and all of those things were used. Okay. I think. Okay, now the moment of truth. All right, so now let's end it up by telling you how much I spent for the elevation. Okay. So before I do that, let me remind you of my estimate. The estimate was $12,082.50, excluding the workmanship, which was $3,657.75, bringing us to a grand total of $15,740.25. How much did I pay for this elevation? The amount I paid for the elevation was $9,113.15. $9,113.15 is what I paid for the elevation. So that'll be a grand total of the whole building from the ground to the sky of $34,052.15. Someone commented that the roof, they said, is going to be an eye opener. I'm just waiting to see how wide my eyes going to open when I see that quote for the roof. So yeah, so this is it. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to be on the ground when you're doing your project. if it is possible, be on the ground when you're building your projects. You will save money. You will save yourself headaches. You will save yourself stress. You will save yourself a whole lot of money as well. So yeah, that's the one mistake I avoided. And you can avoid that mistake by finding some time to go and do your project. Even if you're going every year and doing 2 weeks worth of work, that's okay. But yeah, that's just my advice. So that's it for the elevation. And thank you all so much for watching this video. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.